Good morning, everyone. Happy Vlogmas Day 14, I think. Is today 14? Hold on. Yep, 14. Happy Vlogmas Day 14. So I'm looking great this morning. So it's Monday. It is a in-school day for my kids, and so I have been running around like a crazy person trying to get things finished because this is the last week before Christmas break. So yeah, I went to the grocery store this morning right after they got off the bus, got all of that done. Things were I think I got there at like the perfect time because I got through into the checkout line without anyone. Like there was a lady ahead of me, but she was almost done checking out. And then by the time I was finished checking out, it was like 4 or 5 deep behind me. So does that make anyone else feel really good? When you feel like you've won? Anyway, did that. Now I'm home and I'm taking stock of Christmas gifts. I feel like with Christmas this year, because I mean, I do a lot of shopping online anyway and have the past couple of years, but I really feel like this year, I don't know, it doesn't feel as planned as normal years. Now we save money all throughout the year for Christmas. So we're very budgeted that way, but I just feel like the Christmas gifts are just very, and not even so much for our family members. It's more for my kids. So anyway, I was just looking, I'm still waiting on a few things to arrive for my daughter, and one thing to arrive for my son, but it's feeling very lopsided. It's so, my husband and I were just upstairs discussing like, yeah, what we're going to do about that. Yeah. So it'll be fine. Creative wrapping can go a long way as far as it's very important, not so much that the same amount is spent on on the two kids, more so that they have the same number of gifts to open. And we don't want to go like hog wild. Like I don't want them to be opening, like 3 or 4 gifts is all that we usually do for them, which is still, a very good amount. Anyway, it just feels like one child is getting a lot bigger things and more, yeah, than the other one. So anyway, we were kind of talking about that a little bit this morning, but I'm going to do some wrapping. So I'm going to do some wrapping. And then after that, I can't remember if I told you guys or not, but I have my mom's black blazer I made for her. I brought it home with me after Thanksgiving. The hem is falling just a little bit through the back. Because I thought I could get away with just tacking, a lot of times you can just tack the seam in this, tack the hem up just in the seam in a few places, and that's fine. But because that wool crepe is so heavy, it was just starting to pull down just a little bit in the back on one side. So I'm inside the coat, and I'm just going to catch stitch the entire hem all the way across, so then she won't have that issue ever again. And I already have black thread on my machine because I was fixing a glove for don't I? Yeah, I still have black thread on my machine because I was fixing a glove for my son this weekend. So I think I'm going to do that first. My coat's all ready to go. I got the lining. You can see the pile there, right there. I got the lining cut out last night once it came out of the dryer. My back hurts from standing at my cutting table, but I'm getting ready to go stand at it some more to wrap some gifts. I just have to get all those, again, not that there's a lot, but I do want to at least get, I'd love to have all my gift wrapping done this week. But again, we are waiting on a few things just to arrive for a couple of family members. And I think that it will be fine. I don't think that we need to worry about things not showing up on time because the stuff was ordered a long time, quite a while ago. And we have shipping, stuff had been shipped. So that's good, except for one thing for my daughter. I've not received a shipping confirmation yet on that, and I ordered it right after Black Friday, like that weekend, I think, but be fine. It will all be fine. So anyway, that's my plan. I'm going to work on this blazer, and I'll set you guys up and just time lapse while I'm doing that. Then I want to put the buttons on the Recital shirt, and then working on my coat today. So that is kind of my plans. Oh, also my cardigan. I'm going to do the domed gold buttons. So that was option number 1. It was pretty split between that one and the brown buttons that were button number 2. But then someone told me just to pick the one that goes through the buttonholes the easiest because I've obviously knitted the buttonholes. And those domed buttons slide through that buttonhole much easier than the brown ones. And I do like the gold, I think, against that fabric that I've knitted. So I'm going to go ahead and do the gold buttons, the domed buttons on that cardigan, and they're pretty light. It was the bottom ones that were heavy. So I don't think I'm going to need to stabilize it because the cardigan itself is so heavy. The fabric is pretty heavy, so I think those buttons should be fine. And it was recommended to use the yarn that I knitted it with. And that since that's a shank button, that should be fine. I could just use like a darning needle to sew that on. I don't see why that would be a big deal. So I'm going to use the yarn that I used to knit the sweater for sewing those buttons on. So I'll do that some point today too, because I'd like to wear that. I mean, again, it's a heavy cardigan it's an alpaca merino blend. And it did grow on me a little bit, which was great for the sleeves. I needed those just a little bit longer. I'm glad that I erred on the side of shorter sleeves because I was afraid that would grow. It's not as cropped as I was wanting, but again, I think maybe when it's actually buttoned up, then it may sit better at my waist and just be kind of blousey, which would be actually phenomenal. Like that would be really good. So that's the plan for today. What else? I need to do I need to answer some comments today, answer some emails, and have a little bit of admin work, computer work, but yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So be a lot of time lapse today. All right, let's get going. Okay, I got a sizable chunk wrapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things. So I do my family members in different coordinating wrapping paper. So my husband is this wrapping paper. My son is this wrapping paper. And my daughter is this wrapping paper. So I've made some headway. Again, we're still waiting on a couple of things. So there's a couple of things still in that box that I'm going to wait and wrap when the other stuff arrives. Okay, so I got some friets wrapped. Feeling good about that. Got those under the tree. Everything else I've got stored. I mean, I still have like, you know, nieces and nephews to wrap for. My brother, 2 brother-in-laws, 2 sister-in-laws, well, 1 sister, 1 sister-in-law, in-laws, that kind of thing to wrap for. But I can do that. In fact, the kids can help me do all that. So I really just needed to get our immediate family's gifts wrapped. And again, we are still waiting on a couple things. I got my husband's stuff all wrapped today, so that's good. Yeah, So I'm feeling good about that. Okay, so it is already 12:15. I felt so good about getting started on my morning this morning. I feel like I haven't even sat down to sew yet. Okay, so things we have to do. I've got to fix my mom's blazer. I've got to put buttons and buttonholes onto my recital blouse. I want to put the buttons on my cardigan. And then I want to get this coat sewn up because I really need to start that sew along for the butter it coat this week. So, but I want to get this finished first. And I've also decided that that I have a couple things I need to sew for Christmas gifts for my kids. I wanted to give them those the plaid pajamas. So that plaid fabric, I want to gift them those, each a set of those, and then my daughter she's gotten into thrifting button-up shirts. So we bought a couple, and actually I told her she's pretty busty, so she's going to have the same issue with button-up shirts that the rest of us busty ladies have with the gaping. So I'm going to end up needing to make her some here at some point. But she loves to wear them buttoned all the way to the top, and she's been asking for a bow tie. Like she wants to wear a bow tie as like a necklace with her button-up shirts. I love her quirky sense of like fashion. I love that she is like doing her own thing, and it makes me so happy that she's just like wanting to explore her own fashion and her own style. And I just think that's so good, not just following the flow, especially being 14 and an 8th grader in middle school. Like that's, I'm just so proud of her. So anyway, I do have a vintage bow tie pattern. I say vintage. It was in my mom's stash, so I think she must have made my dad something at one point or another. And I've made it before because I made my brother-in-law a bow tie for a Kentucky Derby thing that he and my sister went to. But anyway, I may look and see if there's one that's a little bit smaller because that's for a man. I think that might be a little like gigantic on her. So I may look and see if there's any independent patterns that have like a PDF of a bow tie pattern. I mean, I don't want it teeny. I don't want like a little boy's one. Because she wants one that actually ties, like a for real bow tie pattern. So I thought I may make her a couple of those and box those up because she has been asking for me to make her a couple and I just haven't had time. So yes, I would like to get through those, but I could probably, we'll see. I could probably get through sewing those fairly secretly next week because I have a feeling they're going to be completely, not any interested whatsoever in what I'm doing, and I can kind of hole up in here without people knowing what I'm doing in here. So I might be able to get away with doing that next week. So yeah, so we're going to push those a little bit. I don't think any of that's going to take me very long. And I so appreciate all of your suggestions for the t-shirts and sweatshirts for men. I'm not going to get to his sweatshirt and jogger pants. That's probably going to have to wait till after the Christmas holiday. He knows that's coming, but that's probably just going to have to get pushed a little bit. But I would like to get those plaid ones made up, the matching ones. Anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to iron a couple pattern pieces and get it put away. It's the interfacing pieces that I made for this Simplicity coat that I'm making. So I'm just going to go ahead and get those ironed and put those into the pattern envelope just so I don't lose them. And then I'm going to work on my mom's jacket, and then I'll come back and talk to you. All right. The blazer has been fixed. So basically, I just did some more slip stitches here at this top pocket. It was pulling away a little bit. I don't know why. I don't think she puts anything in there. But the big thing was, this also needs to go to the dry cleaner, but her hem was, especially on one side, was just starting to like come down, like it was just starting to drop down. So I went inside the coat and, or the jacket, and catch stitched. I have everything secured here at like the seams, but it was really here at the vent that it was just weighing down. This is a fairly heavy wool crepe, and so it just has some weight to it, and it was coming down, so now it's all fixed. And yeah, that's the blazer you guys have seen. So it does need to go to the dry cleaner. It's very linty. So anyway, got all of that finished. So now on to my next project, which I think I've got a Christmas movie on, might be the recital blouse or the cardigan. I'll check back. Okay, so I just finished eating lunch. It is 1:30, had kind of a late lunch. And I'm actually going to put the recital blouse and the cardigan on the back burner till this evening. I think I'm going to be down just like hanging out and stuff this evening. I do have to pick up my son at 4:30 from jazz band, but Anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and get working on the coat. I would set you up in time-lapse you, but to be honest, since this is going in with tomorrow's vlog, it just gets really long. So I'll just come back and check in and show you what I've able to get accomplished. Here I am. Okay, here's where I've gotten so far with my coat. So I'm pretty pleased. I've put in a bound buttonhole. You can still see my chalk marks. We'll hit that with the washcloth. That'll be fine. There's my Recital shirt underneath it. I just wanted to put it up on there. So yeah, obviously I need to put in the facing and lining, but I'm going to have to stop for now because now it's time for me to go get my son. So yeah, hopefully a little bit later, I don't know, either I'm going to work on the Recital shirt and the cardigan that's on the chair back there, or I may work on the coat a little bit more just because I'm kind of in that mode. But we'll see. It may just feel good also just to get a few things off my to-do list. So I will check back in with you all later. Okay, so today's wine is a Macchiato del Sol Trebbiano product of Italy. So Trebbiano is an old world grape, respected and traditional, identified with many of Italy's favorite white wines. Ours features a spicy, fruity core with tropical fruit flavors and a crisp finish. So that sounds delightful. I'm not going to open this one today. Number one, it's a white, and I really wanted to chill before I drink it. And I want to finish the, what was I drinking last night? That was it a Merlot? What was it? Yeah. I'm going to finish that Merlot. Okay, you can hear my dinner going on in the background. You can hear the dog barking. I don't know if there's another dog barking out there. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, so I did go back down while my kids were cleaning the floors here on the main floor. I went back downstairs and put the buttonholes and buttons on my Recital shirt. So I'll show you guys that tomorrow. I'll pop it on, although I'm not going to get the real effect without like high-waisted pants on because I want it to be real blousey over high-waisted pants. But I'll show you that. Excuse me. Choking on my spit. I will show you that shirt tomorrow. Tonight, I have high hopes of getting the buttons onto that cardigan. And then tomorrow, we will tackle the Simplicity coat and possibly finish it. Fingers crossed. So yeah, that's what we've got today. I do have an appointment tomorrow, but other than that, I should be able to just kind of sew. I need to wrap. Well, no, I'm not going to wrap presents tomorrow. I'm only going to wrap presents on the days the kids are in school, and they're home tomorrow. So anyway, that's all I have for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed following me around, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, everyone. Happy Vlogmas Day 15. I have to check that. Yeah, good morning. So I am down here in my sewing room, obviously. I have my second cup of coffee here. My kids are working on Today's a White Day, which is our harder at-home day, but they have just started getting to work on that. Today, let's see, I have to take my daughter to tutoring at 10. I have about an hour until I need to do that. And then 1:30, we have an orthodontic meeting. It's just a meeting about her or my daughter's orthodontic plan, which sounds fun. My husband's going to go to that one with us. I'm sure they'll be talking about the money, which, woo! But that'll also give us an idea probably what it's going to cost similarly for my son. Because that'll probably be happening in the early part of next year as well. Okay, so we've got that, and then my son has jazz band today, so but I'm not doing any driving for that, so I just have to make sure he's ready, that I sound the alarm for him to get ready before that. And that's pretty much the timeline for today. So other than that, I'm going to finish or work on my coat. I don't know if I'll finish it or not, hopefully. But I finished my cardigan last night. Got the buttons sewn on. Oh my gosh, I love it. I went with the first one, the first option, which was the domed gold button. They're nice and light. I sewed them on with the yarn from the sweater. It works really well. So it's kind of oversized. It just looks really good. I think will probably always wear it with the buttons buttoned. I'll have to always have something underneath it because it's a very deep V. But I'm going to wait and then not show that to you guys until Friday. So Friday, I'm going to do a video on my recent knitting makes and then also on some plans that I have, knitting plans, just to kind of mix things up a little bit. So that will be on Friday. I've not filmed it yet, but I think I'm going to do that on Thursday. What's today? Tuesday? No, I may do that tomorrow because the kids will be at school. We'll see. Tomorrow or Thursday. And then I obviously finished. You can see my recital blouse is hanging up right there. I'll show you that to you guys here today because I've got on my high waist orange pants today, so that will be a good way to kind of give you a sneak peek. I am going to do I'll do a video on that, but I won't do a video on it until I've made the jeans. But I do need to take some pictures because I need to get that up on the Minerva site. If you guys aren't over there, you totally need to get over there. I'm actually going to be posting some stuff on social media. They're doing a giveaway, and it's 10 $100 gift cards, I believe is correct. 10 $100 gift vouchers or 100-pound gift vouchers. If you just post your favorite make on their new site. And I don't even think you have to use Minerva fabric on it. They just want, kind of a sewing community to form on their new site. So it's going to be, I think you have to use the correct hashtag. I'll post a link down below to the post that they have on their site that talks about all of the rules. But I think you just have to, I think it's like hashtag best of 2020, something like that. But I'll be talking about that on my social media here soon. But yeah, you have till the end of the year to post anything that you've made in 2020. Just kind of a way to end 2020 on a positive note instead of the big downer it's kind of been. Anyway, and you can do as many as you want. And each entry that you put is another entry into the drawing. So anyway, just wanted to kind of give you a heads up on that. Okay, today I have put on makeup and I've gotten dressed, like dressed, like I'm in an actual like cute outfit. I'm in my orange flares. I'm not going to be able to hold my leg up. My orange flares and my classic shirt, which by the way, I think for my next one, I'm going to do a forward shoulder adjustment. If you notice that your shirts start riding back, like your button-up shirts start riding back like that throughout the course of the day, chances are you need a forward shoulder adjustment, which all that is adding to the back and taking away from the front at the shoulder seam. So it'll move that shoulder seam forward. Usually a ½ an inch does it for me. And then with the sleeve, I mean, I know you can get super technical and like change the way that the shape of the sleeve cap and stuff is, but I usually just move my middle notch forward an inch because you are adding ½ of an inch to the back. Is that right? No, I just move it forward ½ of an inch. Yeah, sorry. Let's not get confusing. I'm not adding anything. I'm just adding and subtracting. So I'm just moving. So then the notch to the top of your sleeve needs to move. So it just kind of rotates things just a wee bit, but keeps the same amount of ease in the back and in the front. Anyway, I think I'm going to do that to the next one. That's what I like about, when you're making a pattern, especially something like this. It's like a classic style that I'm going to be wearing a ton. That's not a big deal, but it's one that, as I'm wearing the shirt, I noticed that I do have to like tug it down every now and again. And that's a pretty easy fix, and that will fix that. So anyway, okay, so moving forward. So I got dressed today, and yes, I do have an orthodontic appointment that I'll be going to, although you only see the bottom. That's why I'm not wearing lipstick. You're only going to see the bottom half or top half of my face. But I have been noticing, so now that we're talking about mental health here. I'm talking about mental health right now. So if you want to skip ahead, that's fine. This is not sewing related. So I have, I've talked very openly on here about my struggles with anxiety and depression, and it is something that I, work on every single day. So I read my Bible every single day. I'm in the Word every single morning, and that is something that I'm praying for every single morning is for, to hand Him the reins, basically. Anyway, I have just been feeling very led lately to really hand over the reins. So I'm a very type A personality. You know, I like to have plans. I shouldn't say that. I'm not really super type A because I'm not necessarily a dominant personality. I mean, I'm loud, but I'm not necessarily like leader, take charge type personality. But I do like organization. I like to have plans. That makes me feel very secure. And, you know, in life, very rarely, you know, the best laid plans and all that adage. But I have, especially when it comes to the channel, just in terms of planning videos that I want to do, I have been feeling led to really hand that over to him, to God. So I'm trying not to plan too far in advance and video ideas are coming to me when I need to film them, which has been actually kind of cool. But I think it's more of a lesson in me not trying to plan my life out so much. Does that make sense? Because I find when plans don't work out or when I am bereft of plans, then I start feeling out of control and then I start going down my little spiral, which this is just talking about myself. You know, I can't speak for anyone but myself here. Anyway, I have noticed that, so I'm trying to give more of that over to him. So it's not so much on me. So I was watching, I think I mentioned it in one of the other vlogs, Christy Recital, and talking about just showing up for yourself. And she's been doing a whole big push recently on just, you know, getting dressed for the day and, you know, just for yourself, even if you're not leaving the house and she even had something on Instagram about, you know, do you ever have those days where you just want to get curled up in cozy clothes and just watch Netflix all day, which of course we all do. And I think that relaxation is very important. But she's like, you know, if you push through and really show up for yourself on those days by putting on, you know, getting dressed and self-care. I'll talk about that more in a second. Just really focusing in on a little bit of that self-care that, you know, it kind of stops that spiral. So then you're not, you know, sometimes with that one lazy day, and not even lazy, but I'm not going to call it lazy. I'm not going to use that word because even one like recharge day, if you're not careful, can turn into many, and then all of a sudden your to-do list just gets longer and longer, and then you start feeling depressed and that you're becoming lazy, and then the lies start hitting in your head, and then it's just a dangerous spiral. And I'm just as guilty of falling into those as anyone else. So I thought, you know, today I'm going to show up for myself. As women, I think very often I think that it is just been taught to us that, and maybe it's because we're caretakers. I don't know the reason. But, you know, a lot of times, or it's just what we've been taught as little girls, but that if you are doing self-care, that is considered selfish and that too much of that is considered lazy. And that is a hard thing to overcome because I truly do not believe that. I think that self-care is very important because you cannot give to others from an empty well. So you've got to be yourself recharged and in a good place in order for you to serve and take care of others. So anyway, I've just been on kind of a journey about that lately. Of course, we are in the holiday season, and I want to be able to give my best to my husband and my children, who of course are the other than God, are the top people in my life. And that starts with self-care, which can mean taking a few extra minutes just to do my makeup and my hair because it makes me feel good. Now, am I going to do my makeup and hair every day? No, I'm not. Am I going to take days to just wear sweats and, you know, just sit around, knit, and watch Netflix? Yes, I am. And I am not going to let that spiral out of control because we all need those days. So anyway, that's my little PSA for today about mental health. Take care of yourself, guys, because it has been a really rough year. We are coming to the end of it. Vaccines are coming out. Hopefully those all go well. So yeah, hopefully we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel on this. But anyway, this is my little PSA. I've been talking to you for almost 11 minutes now. But yeah, my little PSA on taking care of your mental health, especially as we're entering in the northern hemisphere, winter months, which usually means gray, less sun, vitamin D deficiencies. Take your vitamin D, people, because that's when, you know, the seasonal, what is it, the sad seasonal, what does that stand for? I can't remember. Someone will remind me in the comments. But basically when depression sets in just because of the weather and the season. There's less sunlight and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. But as for sewing today, I'm going to be working on my coat. And I will show you my recital shirt later. I'm not going to show you my cardigan until Friday. So there you go. Okay, guys, hope you're having a good morning. I'll check back in later. All right, the coat is finished. There's some drag marks here, but that doesn't really show up on my body. That's the pocket. It clearly needs a little bit of pressing, but there she is. Guys, this is a very oversized coat. I'll show it to you on me at some point here soon. I can't decide. I have a few complaints. I mean, I have some complaints about it. No, it is gigantically oversized. I went ahead. Obviously, you saw I put a much more interfacing into there. This all needs another good press. I catch stitched my hems on my sleeves and at the bottom so that those won't fall out. I really like it. I mean, it definitely lends itself. I'm letting it dry. I've just steamed the roll in here, so I'm letting it kind of set on this. I'm trying to decide if I want to do the top stitching along the front of the coat. The pattern suggested that, like a 1/2 inch. I wouldn't do a 1/2 inch, maybe 3/8, quarter, around the whole lapel and the front of the jacket or coat. It's pretty heavy though, because I put that kasha lining. It's kasha, not kashi. My mistake. But it is kasha lining. Vogue Fabrics, if in Chicago, has quite a few colors if you guys are interested. It's basically a flannel back satin, but it does make the coat quite warm. The pockets are just inseam pockets on the sides, and I find them kind of, they're floppy. Those kind of pockets are just floppy. That's just all there is to it. I mean, it's fine for the relaxed nature of this coat, but yeah, I do have a little bit, which is, I think it's getting caught on the, I'm not really sure why this is doing that. I don't feel like it does it on my body. But anyway, yeah, there she is. So yeah, I sized down to a small. My measurements put me in like a large, but I always make like a 14, 16 in Simplicity Patterns, which was a medium, but I made the small and it's still really big. I shortened the body of the coat by 2 inches and I shortened the sleeves by 1.5 inches. It is a drop shouldered coat. Obviously a very big lapel and collar, which I really like. That's really lovely. I did a bound buttonhole. Yeah, let me show you my bound buttonhole. Maybe I will top stitch that. That'll just keep all of that in place nicely. But I did a bound buttonhole here. Right there. Use some vintage buttons from my stash that are very similar actually to what I just put onto my, oh, this isn't going to button easily. Okay, well, it's on the mannequin. So I may top stitch though, just to get that laying really nice and neat through there. I don't know why that's doing that now. Okay, everything needs a good press. Anyway, there's my bound buttonhole. Yes, my lips do have a gap in them there in my bound buttonhole. They didn't when I was, yeah. I don't make bound buttonholes a ton. I'm not too plussed about that though. Anyway, fully lined. And it's nice and warm. So yeah, I'm going to let the collar set because I hit it with steam and then maybe hit the rest of the coat with, here, I'm going to flip the camera around. I may send that in to be professionally pressed at the dry cleaners. Come in. Just because I'm exhausted. Finagling that much wool for that big of a coat is really exhausting. And this sew-along coat that I'm going to be starting tomorrow probably is in a Melton wool, which is quite a bit heavier. I mean, this is a coating weight wool, but the Melton it's pretty thick. So I'll be doing bound buttonholes in that because there's just I just don't have an industrial buttonhole maker, basically. Is what you would need in that Melton to make a good buttonhole. You'd need those like professionally done on like the professional machine. So I'm just going to do bound buttonholes on mine, which I'll show you guys how to do the way that my mentor taught me. But yeah, I'm just looking at, I mean, it's I've been turning this coat inside, outside, all which way and around, so it's not surprising that it's all wrinkly. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. I would not consider this the pattern. I deviated off the pattern, and I think it would have probably had much different results had I not made a coat before and known what I was doing, just because the instructions are very sparse on this pattern. You know, it doesn't go into a lot of great detail, you know, like I did seam grading, and I don't even think it talked about seam grading in the pattern. Or even which way to like favor your seams when you have a coat with a revere with the notch lapel. Because the facing is facing out once you get to the break point, a certain point there. So you want to roll your seam line to the inside, so to the front side of the coat, and then below the break point line, the other way around, so that you're not seeing that. Anyway, I mean, it was pretty quick. I mean, I didn't have to do any shoulder shaping. I didn't put shoulder pads or do any kind of sleeve head or anything, because it's not tailored in the shoulders, which I will be doing that in the coat for the sew along. So that makes it go, I mean, a little bit quicker, but still, you know, I catch stitched the upper and under collar seam line together on the inside of the coat, or not catch stitched it. I did a loose running stitch to keep those together nice and flat. And then I did catch stitch my hems to keep those up, mostly because I just had to fix my mom's blazer that's hanging right back there, and just do that. So I just need to not be lazy and just do that every time. But yeah, I am kind of worn out a little bit because that coat was a beast. Just, you know, I even have a big sewing table, you know, where my sewing machine is, to hold the weight of the coat while I'm sewing. And I was sweating bullets a couple of times just trying to like pull things through, get things tacked, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, it definitely fits the bill of what I was trying to do. So that's good. Anyway, it's 4 o'clock now. My son just left for jazz band, so he will be home in about an hour. And then I need to feed everyone. I have a little bit of a headache. We went and had my daughter's orthodontic appointment. She gets braces on Thursday. So that's a big change here in our household. Yeah, but let's see. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing some sew-along filming. So I'm not sure what you're really going to see tomorrow, because you'll see that on Thursday. I'll try and come up with something somewhat exciting, because I will be filming a ton tomorrow, just not a ton of things you can see yet. So I'll think of something fun to do for the vlog. But other than that, and I also need to film the video for Friday. So the sew-along kind of all happens all at once, and that's obviously weeks worth of videos that goes up, depending on how I break up the sew-along. But yeah, I still also have to film my regular videos too. So that's what we've got on the docket. Okay. I think that's all. I mean, that's really all I did today. Oh, I was going to show you my recital shirt. Let me put that on and we can talk about that. Okay, here she is. So she's not quite as voluminous as I was wanting. You know, I did make the sleeve bigger. Disregard my watch. Oh, sorry. And my finger in front of the camera. Here, hold on. I should have this on a tripod, but I don't. So, yeah, I kind of wish I would have added more fullness to the sleeve, but, you know, I can still play around with this pattern. And then it's got this gorgeous, how do I show this to you? Little ruffle detail, which actually, if I could button this up one more. I don't think I would wear it with my leopard belt normally. It's just that's what I had on today, so that's what you're getting. I know, I really like it. Like, I think it's fantastic, and I can't wait to make my other jeans to go with it, although I like it with the orange. I really, you know, again, with a different belt. Sorry, I'm also not wearing shoes. The pants don't have quite the same effect without my my heeled shoe on. But yeah, I don't know. Should I button that up one more, even? I don't think I want to take it all the way up. I don't know. Maybe that's too much. What do you all think? Anyway, here's my recital blouse. I love it. The fit is great. I don't think... I may do that same forward shoulder adjustment on this that I'm going to do on my classic shirt pattern. But yeah, this is a really fun pattern. It's just different. It's a button up, but it's different. But I think this would look really cool in a much more voluminous sleeve. And then still do the shearing. I love the shearing. Or even doing the cuffs that come with it and just doing the ruffles on either side of the cuffs, which would be a possibility too. But I really enjoy the shearing. I think that that's a lot of fun and something different. And this fabric is gorgeous. So yes, you will be seeing this more in more detail and styled a little bit better. But yeah, I just want to give you a sneak peek of this recital blouse. In fact, I may even, if I can get my husband to possibly take, since I'll be all dolled up tomorrow for videoing, I think tomorrow, maybe Thursday, I may see if I can get, I need to get some pictures of this, and I'll have him take some video, and then the same thing with the coat, and then I can give you guys sneak peeks of the twirls of both of those when they're actually styled for real. Okay. Okay, today's is LTD Rosé Blend Grenache Cinsault. Oh, Vin de France. With a distinct pinky peach hue, we offer this wine to the connoisseur and beachgoer alike. Le Tremble is a worthy rendition of a timeless style of winemaking, a refined yet generous rosé that is enjoyable year-round. Very interesting. Okay, so I love a good rosé. I mostly drink it in the summer, though. I love a nice dry rosé, and I love a really crisp Chardonnay, both chilled. I'm not going to drink any of this tonight. I'm going to put this and get this nice and chilled. I love both of those chilled. But it's normally a summer wine that I really enjoy. However, I guess over Thanksgiving, Whispering Angel has a wonderful rosé that I love, as well as Kim Crawford's rosé. But I did have some over the Thanksgiving season, so I will definitely be trying this. Hopefully it's a nice dry one. But again, I've not been disappointed in any of them so far. I am going to have a glass of wine tonight, I think, with dinner. And I think I'm going to have one of my whites that's in there. One of the ones that I haven't opened, probably. So I think the ones I have opened, I'm just going to save and do some cooking with those. I think everything that is currently open right now, because they've been open for a few days now. And Simone said that she remembers Nigella doing, freezing her leftover wine for cooking. So I'm wondering if you could just put, I just still need to look and see, but maybe I can just fill ice trays with the leftover wine that I've not drank yet, and just freeze that and use that for cooking throughout the winter, which I think is a fantastic idea, so that none of this goes to waste. But I think I am going to open a fresh bottle of one of the whites tonight, with my dinner. But yeah. Okay, I'm going to call it for today. It's about 5 o'clock, but I still need to edit this and get this uploaded. And this is probably going to be, I feel like this might be a long one. Tomorrow I will be back for another vlog, but again, I'm going to be doing a lot of filming for the sew along. So hopefully I can have something to fill the Vlogmas time so that it's not super boring. But yeah, I'm going to call it for today. Thank you for hanging out with me yesterday and today, and I will see you guys again tomorrow.